class 9th. So far we have been doing English language. In English language we did combination of sentences, transformation of sentences, and many other things also. Okay, as I have already told you about email also, and notice you know how to write, so all will come in your half yearly examination take. Okay, keep all these things into consideration. But now in today's video we will do now we will shift to Merchant of Venice. In Merchant of Venice we have already done Act 1 Scene 1, and we were unable to do other scenes of Act 1, though they are quite important as our syllabus is not yet completed. Clear? We have not completed our syllabus. So in this video we will do Scene 2. Now Scene 2 opens in Belmont. Belmont is Portia's, where Portia lives. Okay, Portia is who is Portia? Portia is Bassanio's wife. Later on you will come to know how she became wife. Okay, now one thing you will find common, you will observe common in Scene 1 and Scene 2 also, that is in Scene 1 you have found that Antonio was sad, okay, because he was of melancholic nature. But here you will find Portia is sad. And why she is sad? Because her father had willed, okay, it was written in the will of her father that she cannot choose husband of her own, and that is not on her own also. Okay, why she cannot choose her husband herself? Because it was written in the will of her father that he had written that the lottery of casket will take place, and in that lottery of caskets whosoever will choose the correct caskets. Correct caskets means all three caskets. These three caskets are made up of, one is made up of gold, second silver, and third lead. Whosoever will choose, okay, if any suitor will choose the correct casket in which the portrait of Portia is, one of the caskets is having the portrait of Portia, picture of Portia, and whosoever ever will choose, he can marry, he can woo. Woo means, this word will come again and again in your book, that is woo. W-O-O. Woo means marry, and he can only marry Portia. So now it means Portia cannot choose her own husband. Okay, she is not free to choose her own husband. That's why she was very sad, as she has to go according to the will of her father. Now many suitors started coming from different parts of the countries. Okay, and now we will come to know about, one by one, that who are those suitors and who will win. So all the things we'll come to know after going through Scene 2. So let's do Scene 2. Clear? Now children, let's start Scene 2, which took place in Belmont. Okay, that is a room in Portia's house. Enter Portia and Nerissa. Portia, by my troth, Nerissa, my little body is weary of this great world. Weary of this great world means honestly, truly means, by my troth means honestly, Nerissa, my little body is tired of this great world. My little body is tired. Weary means tired of this great world. Nerissa, you would be tired, dear madam, if your miseries were in the same abundance. Okay, in the same abundance here. Now see, you would be tired, dear madam, since you have many. Abundance means large in number, many. Okay, were in same abundance as your good fortunes are. As you have good fortune means as you have many miseries, many problems, many worries, as you have good fortunes. Okay, and yet for aught I see, they are as sick that surfeit with too much as they that starve with nothing. Okay, now yet as far as I see, as far as I can think. Okay, people who have much means much wealth, much worries, okay, much problems, many problems which they are not able to solve. So people who have too much are just as sick as those who are ill and starving by having nothing with them. Means there is a similarity between the condition of the people who are having much and who are having nothing and who are starving, okay, and ill by having nothing. So the position is just like them. Your position is just like them. Therefore, to be seated in the mean superfluity comes sooner by white hairs, but competency lives longer. So it is not a bad fortune then to be placed between the two extreme of having too much and too little. So it's better that we should have the position, okay, we should have the position between the person who has too much and the person who has nothing. It's better to be in between them. The man who has too much will soon become gray haired. Means the superfluity means one who is having too much, okay, and they will soon grow gray haired. Means they, because of their habit of worrying for everything, they get old, okay. And but who has just enough wealth lives longer. But who has just enough, okay, which is enough for them to earn 2 meals a day, and these type of people live longer. Clear? Portia, good sentences and well pronounced. Oh, it's really good words and you have spoken well, okay, and well pronounced means well spoken. Nerissa, it would be better if they were well followed, and that would be better if well followed also. My sentences are good and well pronounced, but it would be good if it will be followed well. Clear? Portia, if to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches. If to do good is as easy to know what is good, means if we know what is good to be done, then chapels would have churches, okay, chapels would have churches, and poor men's house have been royal places, and poor men's cottage house have been the prince's palaces. Means the chapel is a room where the prophet lives, okay, and had been the churches, and where the poor men cottage, prince's palace, and the poor man's house would be the royal places, okay. It is good divine that follows his own instruction. He is a good priest who follows his own teaching, okay. It's easy to preach, but it's very difficult to practice them. I can, she says that I can easier teach 20 what were good to be done than to be one of the 20 to follow mine own teaching. I can more easily 20 people, I can easily teach 20 people what is good to follow than to one of the 20 to follow my own teaching, okay. Then the brain may devise laws for the blood. The mind may always frame, the mind always frames the laws for the complete body, but a hot temper leaves over a cold degree, okay. But a hot tempered man, but the heat of the desire, which is called the heat of the desire, overpowers, or you can say dominates, such dry laws, such rules and regulations, okay. The power of temptation, it dominates the conditions and rules of the body, okay. Now to skip over, and such a hair is madness, the youth to skip over the meshes of good counsel, the cripple, okay. And the impulse of the youth, okay, the temptation of youth will make one skip the good advice, just as a hare, okay, just as a hare avoids a trap. But this reasoning means logic, this kind of reasoning words, this kind of logic words, word is not in fashion to choose me a husband, is not the type that will make me choose a husband. Oh me, she is feeling pity on herself. Oh, what a word is to choose, means this choose word is really very pathetic for me. Okay, and I can neither choose whom I would nor refuse whom I dislike. I can neither choose the one whom I like nor refuse the one whom I dislike. So is the will of a living daughter, curbed by the will of a dead father. And my wishes, here the will of a living daughter means as I am living now, I am quite alive, and my father is dead, but the will of the wants, the likings of a living daughter are controlled. Curbed means controlled by the will of a dead father. Desires of a dead father, or desires of the father who is dead. It is not hard, Nerissa, that I cannot choose one nor refuse one. Otherwise, Nerissa, it is not hard that I can neither choose nor refuse a husband. Okay. Now, Nerissa, your father was very virtuous and holy man. Your father was always pious. Virtuous means pious man, pure. And such good men and such holy men at their death have good inspiration, and such good people, such good men have inspiration at the time of their death. Means whatever they speak for to inspire others. So therefore, the lottery that he has devised in these three caskets of gold, silver, and lead. So the lottery which he has devised, which he has displayed, that is of those caskets are made of gold, silver, and lead. And in which, whereof means in which who chooses his meaning chooses you, and in which the one who makes the correct choice will marry you. Will no doubt never be chosen by any rightly, but one who shall rightly love. And I have no doubt that you will be chosen correctly by a person whom you will truly love. Clear? But what warmth is there in your affection towards any of these princely suitors? Suitors means the prince, all the princes of the different countries, those who have come to take part in the lottery of caskets. Now see, do you have any special love for any one of these princely suitors who have already come? Now she will be calling one by one to the suitors into the room, and now Nerissa is saying to Portia that do you have any idea about them? Portia: I pray thee over name them. Please tell me, I request you, name them over, and as thou namest them, and as you do so, as you will take their name, I will describe them. I shall comment on them, and according my description level my affection, and according to my description for them you may conclude about my love for them. Nerissa: first there is Neapolitan prince. So there is Prince of Naples. Neapolitan prince means Prince of Naples. Portia: oh, that's the cold dead. Now here you can say that is a colt-ended. Colt means a wild young horse. For he doth nothing but talks about his horse only. But he does nothing but talk of his horse. And makes it a great appropriation. That is appropriation of his own good parts that he can show himself, and he considers as it his own great quality that he can show his own horse. Nerissa: then there is a county palatine, then there is a German palatine count. Now the second is the county palatine. Now children, please listen to the explanation carefully. She is describing one by one. Portia: he doth nothing but frown. Oh, he only frowns. Again see, he doth nothing but frowns. He does nothing but only frowns, as if he says, who should say, and you will have me choose, and you will not have me choose. It as if he wanted to say that if you do not want me, choose anyone you wish. I do not care. Means he was giving such attitude that if you cannot choose me, if you do not want to choose me, choose another. I don't care. He hears merry tales. Means he he hears good stories, okay, but without smile. Okay, he does not smile after hearing good stories also. Still he does not smile, being so full of unmannerly sadness in his youth. And I fear he is a sad philosopher. He will be a sad philosopher when he becomes old, since he has much unpleasant sadness in his youth. Means in his though he is quite young right now, but still he remains sad. That's so in future, when he gets older, he will be a what you can say, that sad philosopher. I had rather be married to a death's head. What she says, that I should rather marry a grinning skull, okay, death's head with a bone in his mouth. I would marry a skull with a bone in his mouth than marry either of these. Either of these means first one was who was the first one? That is Prince from Naples, and second Count Palatine. I would rather marry whom she would like to marry, a person who is having bone in the skull. I would prefer to marry a skull with bone in its mouth than marry either of these. Okay, God defend me from these two. Oh God, please protect me from both of